So if you like what you're hearing, don't forget to add this game to your download bar. I will. It's a bad time right now for me to start playing an in-depth strategy game.
Well, this, again, it was a good time as well because I had this kind of week between Uncharted and Ratchet finishing. Oh, Ratchet and Clank.
I'm not clapping for you.
No, that's fine. I didn't clap you. I was just bitter that I just fucked up that trophy last time. So.
Well, in that case, I'll give you a little. But that's a good will clap for the next platinum.
No, I was in a bad mood because I literally 10 minutes before we recorded last week, I fucked up that trophy. But yeah, no, good one. And now, before I let you go on to what you've been playing this week...
go on with Ratchet. That's a smooth transition there.
Oh, no, I Platinum Ratchet. Fucking fantastic.
But we hadn't since we last spoke, had we?
We talked about it last week.
Oh, okay.
Because you platinumed it already, and I'd put in a good amount. I've already finished a playthrough.
Oh, so fair enough.
We have gone over Ratchet, but the Groovitron trophy fucked me.
Yeah,
and it wasn't really the trophy itself. It was my lack of preparedness.
Yep.
But you've got to Groovitron every enemy in the game, and in my head I was like, that's chill. I'll just get that on my second playthrough, and just literally I'll have it from the beginning. I'll just Groovitron everything. And so I went through my second playthrough, and I was just Groovitroning. In my head, I'm doing great. Got everything. Like every enemy I saw, I would Groovitron, and I'd die a couple times and come back and just Groovitron them again just to make sure I got them.
Yeah, I'd do that.
And I get to the end of the game, and I beat the last boss. I probably shouldn't say who it is. I don't know. I guess you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I won't say who it is. I beat the last boss, and the trophy hadn't popped. And I was like... What?
That's not okay.
What do you mean? I was like, okay, maybe I just missed something at the very start of the game. Like, I just didn't get someone that, I thought it was those little glowing goo things in the first level.
Oh,
after you do a certain thing. I was like, I think I missed them. So I go back and I get them. I still didn't pop, and I look at the trophy guide, and it's like, oh, you've got to get the Beast boss. You've got to get the Groovitron boss. You've got to get... And I was just like, wait, what? And then realized, it all dawned on me that I didn't get the last boss.
Yeah, okay.
And so that in my head was like, you've got to play this game again. Entirely, from start to finish. And so I finished it maybe around 11 o'clock in the morning, and then this is the second playthrough, was finished around 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And so I sat in my room until about 4:30 and just knocked out an entire another playthrough in about 5 hours.
It's a lot quicker.
I think it was close to 3.5 or 4 hours that I finished a playthrough. But again, you're just missing all the side stuff. You just,
Yep.
Unless if it said optional next to it, I wasn't taking the time.
Yep.
And at that point, I needed to do at least another half a playthrough to get all my weapons up, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it wasn't wasted time.
No, my weapons were fully upgraded in the last, or maybe the planet before the last area.
Yep.
So it wasn't terrible. I had to do it anyway, but it was just, I got really worried that I'd get to the final boss, beat it, Groovitron it, and it still wouldn't pop. It was my worst nightmare.
Yeah, having no progress tracker for that was pretty rough. I lucked out because I missed a whole area, and in my first playthrough I went back to clear it and got it there. But I started the entire game with that in mind, the platinum in mind.
No, I didn't do that. Until you got it, and then it fueled me to get it.
Yeah. It's just the way
if you didn't get it, I probably wouldn't have bothered.
Which brings us back to a tie, I believe.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
17 now.
17, yeah.
That's so many in a year for me.
Oh man, I've never done so many, and it's just because you keep going, I got another one. I'm like, fuck, alright, I'll get it too.
That's why it's beautiful. You wouldn't want to get too many ahead. Otherwise, it's alright, well, this isn't...
Yeah, it's
a grind then.
At this point, if you get one of a game, a certain game that I won't be into, it'll be over. If you get Dark Souls, I'll never get Dark Souls.
But you could always get another one that I'm not going to play.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what that would be. I don't know at this point.
Can you speak to Tropico's trophies? I imagine that would be hard because most strategy games are.
So there was another thing that there's a campaign, but it's almost frustrating because you'll do all the objectives you've got in that one level, I'm going to call it, and then you just start again. And it's all right, here's another set of objectives you got to do on a different place with different things. I'm like, no.
I'd rather it be persistent.
The start of the game is the least fun part, because I want to get into it like at least 2 different eras ahead.
Yep.
The first era is just the worst. I want skyscrapers. I want airports.
Yeah, the whole thing.
So I haven't done that. I know you got to do that a few times. And then there's multiplayer trophies. And I don't understand how the multiplayer works because I haven't played it.
That could be cool.
But it was win a multiplayer match by points, win a multiplayer match by something else. There was like 3 different things you had to win. And I was like, I'm not doing that.
I imagine it would just be like Civilization's anything but combat victories, like an economic, like a wonder victory or like a science victory.
Yeah. I think the points is winning elections. So
yeah,
if you keep winning elections. I know there's more. I can't remember them. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But I looked at it. I was like, I'm not doing this.
Yep.
Tropico. That's why I always said I'd never buy Tropico, because in my head it was something that I will play for like a week and then I probably just won't do it again.
So it is cool that you get something like that on PlayStation Plus.
Oh yeah, no. Especially being the last few months for me were really shit.
Yeah, it's been shocking. We spoke about this a couple of weeks ago.
Really dodgy. And this is a $90 game on the Australian PlayStation Store anyway, which we got for free. So if it's not your thing, that sucks for you. But if it might be a thing, I'd say just give it a go. And you just got to kind of trudge through
the tutorial.
And then I'm going to say maybe watch like a starting tips video on YouTube.
It is complex if you've never played something like this.
Because I'll give you a couple tips now.
Yep.
When you start with heaps of ranches, as close to your port as you can. But ranches deteriorate the ground around them really quickly, so you want to get into plantations. And then the big tip is always put the budget for everything up to full.
Yeah.
Because you'll promote more workers. If there's good jobs with good money, you'll pull more people to the island, so you start growing really quickly.
Yep.
So they're my little starting tips for you. But, ranches, you want to start with heaps of them. I'm going to say maybe 8.
Okay.
And then,
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a whole...
It's a whole thing.
I was playing it and I was like, I could just Twitch this for ages.
Yeah, just keep it going.
It would be a good one. No, I have a feeling I'm going to lose soon.
Okay.
I'm struggling to hold these jobs together.
This is the beauty of games. All I can compare it to is Total War. That's my wheelhouse. But the feeling of inevitability, especially in the new ones where you're like, Attila's coming, he's burning his way through Europe, and it's just a matter of time. And then you lose your best army to someone else. You're just like, are we going to fucking play out this dance? Like, it's over. Do I just quit now?
I like to think that I can pull it back. Like, I'd love to think it, but I just don't know if I can.
There comes a point where it's not salvageable.
Like, I'm looking around my map. I don't have enough people in my power plants to power the whole island, so I've got these giant office buildings that I just have no power. I've just made like a subway, it's not a system. It's a lot simpler than SimCity in some regards. Like, you're not making sure that everything's got power and it's in the right area. It's just like, put a power plant there, put a transformer somewhere, and they have power.
Yep.
It's just a bit simpler. But they're just buildings that have no power because my power plants have no workers, and it's just all fucked up at the moment.
It's the whole thing. Can you speak to the other PlayStation Plus game?
It's garbage. No, yes. I don't know. I'm skewed. It's called Tabletop Racing something.
And it looked enough like Micro Machines to get us both interested.
Now, I don't know if any of the listeners out there ever played Nintendo 64's Micro Machines multiplayer.
A tour de force of gaming.
Holy shit, it's like... I'm so surprised no one's done it, and if I was a dev, that's what I would make. But it was just like a top-down tabletop Micro Machines game. And the best part is you got weapons, you got all that jazz, but it's a top-down, and if you get too far ahead of your opponent, they explode and you get a point. And that's how this game works. Now, Tabletop Racing looked like this, and when I hear tabletop, I was like, oh, it's got to be like Micro Machines. But instead, it's just like a really vanilla kart racer that happens to be on a tabletop, and you're in kind of like a third-person view, and it's average at best.
I watched the trailer, and that was enough for me. I was like, this isn't what I want.
Yeah, the controls are weird, like understeer. I don't know. It was real floaty. I didn't like it.
It's worth checking out because it's free.
I always just add them to my library, even if
just
I don't download them. But no good.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I have nothing to say on that. No Tropico.
No Tropico. What else? A bit of foul play this week.
Yeah, I probably can't speak to that as much as you because we only played it for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes before dinner yesterday.
And full disclosure to that, I've finished one play, which consists of 5 acts. I thought that was the entire game.
And it is not.
No, it's not at all. There's in fact 5 full plays, I believe. So I'm like 1/5 through this. And it's a pretty simple brawler, side-scroller.
Reminds me a lot of like Castle Crashers, but almost simpler because you don't have like weapon choice and stuff like that.
Yeah. There's more complexity that comes later on. Like you have parries, there's pile drivers, you can throw enemies, you can chain. The big thing is chaining combos. This game is set on a play. And you've got like guys,
a stage, yeah,
like you got stage hands, like rearranging the scenery and stuff.
It's actually I think this is like the coolest part.
It is cool.
You've got like you see like as you're running along side scrolling, you see people like pulling backgrounds out, and there was one bit where like a cleaner was on stage, and he was like, "Oh, I shouldn't be here," and just like putters off stage.
If you watch real closely, like enemies get knocked down and they like kind of limp off stage. Like they'll pretend to be dead, and sometimes they'll like look around like. It's like, do I get off stage yet? And yeah, so this whole feeds into you've got a live crowd watching. You need to keep them entertained. And you do that by getting higher and better combos, not taking damage.
Sometimes they'll call out things they want you to do, and you've got it's like a challenge. You gotta.
Yep, and it's pretty difficult. Like me playing at my best, and I've replayed some of these missions. The early ones, best I've managed is 4 stars. You need to 5-star every stage in the game for the platinum.
It's tough.
It is, but I feel like I'm getting better, and I feel like I could go back now.
Yep.
But it's funny.
It is funny.
Yeah, it's got that kind of sort of Castle Crashers humor, where like the bosses are a little bit ridiculous. In this, of course, like
Devolver Digital, like the people who do Hotline Miami
and
Lufthansa.
Do they do Broforce?
I believe they did Broforce.
I think so. I think I've said that I love everything they make.
Yeah, I haven't been disappointed yet. I get confused as to whether or not they're a developer or a publisher, because they just produce so much.
Spoilers for the PS Forecast, they publish the game I'll talk about today, so I get confused too. They're also a dev, but I think they're getting into publishing other smaller games.
Yeah.
The best thing about this game, for me personally, is it's $8 this month in Australia, and it's on Vita, and it's cross-buy. And I feel like I prefer it on Vita.
Yeah, I could imagine that. I don't know. There was my hands were cramping.
Yeah.
Playing on PS4, like I think just because you pretty much are just tapping attacks constantly.
Yep.
And my thumb was cramping up a little bit when I was playing.
Although you'll find very quickly, you don't want to be tapping constantly. You want to be a bit more measured with like stringing your combos along.
Okay, sorry, dude.
Oh, I'm just giving you a pro tip here. But yeah, I recommend that one. The price is right. I would have paid $20 for this. I think it's pretty cool. I got a little bit of play out of it.
Oh, dude.
What?
So wrong. Devolver Digital is a publisher.
They don't make these games?
They don't make any of them.
Oh, wow.
So now let's clear up some things here.
We've been wrong for months.
Oh, I'm so sorry, everyone. Hotline Miami, Denton Games, and Abstraction Games.
Okay.
What else we got? Duke Nukem 3D Realms, Dungeon Hearts, Foul Plays done by Mediatonic.
Oh, that's true.
The
They've got the little lemon logo.
Yeah. Oli Oli is Roll 7. They do publish some dope games, though.
They really do curate a good list.
Yeah.
All these games are great. I played the first Oli Oli. I hear the second one's really good.
Yeah, only on Vita. I can't do it on PS4.
Yeah, fair enough.
The sticks are too big to complete the things you need to do in the time you need to do them.
Interesting.
It's interesting.
That's two shots, by the way. We both said interesting.
Roll 7.
If you're playing the drinking game.
The Oli Oli developer Roll 7's has a game called Not a Hero. Don't know what it's about, but it could be good.
I see that on the Vita PSN store.
Oh, nice. Anyway, sorry, I'm derailing this.
That's really all I have to say about it. I'd recommend it. I think it's a good bit of fun, especially if your Vita's not been getting enough love lately.
Which I can't see why with Severed and Axiom Verge.
True. I haven't had a chance to get to Axiom
Neither
Verge.
have I haven't. But there's just so much happening in these months that I just don't know when I'll have time. Same with Severed. I don't know if I can finish it. It's actually destroying me at the moment. I
haven't got back. I've played more Trails.
The cloud battles, I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
Like, there's one of them, like, how? Just how?
I think we've spoken enough about Severed. The other big one This week, we've both gone back to Fallout 4.
I thought we'd never speak of this again, but here we are.
Here we are.